Hi everyone, it's Allie. Welcome back. I got a quick tutorial for you today for these mini daisy squares. I posted these on my Instagram account this last week and everyone seemed to like them and expressed an interest in a quick tutorial for them. So that's what I'm going to do for you today. I love these because they're a take on the retro daisy square that's been pretty popular lately. However, it's smaller and not as bulky. This is what the back looks like. If you've ever made the retro daisies, they are very large. You really can only use them for large sweaters or coats and or blankets. So bigger projects, they're not really, you can't really work them in a way that works for other types of apparel. So they're kind of limiting on what you can make with them, at least in my opinion. Prove me wrong. But anyway, so I made them a little bit smaller. The petal does not round at the top and does not hang off the square like the traditional one does. Sorry, the sun is like blaring through my window. I forgot where I was, but I made them smaller. There's no petal hanging off of the square. There's not as much bulk on the back, so it's not going to be so thick and heavy. Now, depending on what yarn you use for this, it could go that direction, but I used a DK cotton and a size 4 hook, and I really like how these turned out. So enough blabbing. Thanks for watching. Here's the tutorial. All right, to start, you're going to need 3 colors of your choice of cotton yarn, or whatever yarn you prefer, honestly. Specifically, I'm using just a DK weight cotton, and then I'm using a 4mm crochet hook. Now, if you've never crocheted the retro daisy square, it's quite the experience. There's some techniques you're going to learn. It's not scary. It's going to feel scary, but I promise it is not scary. So the first thing we're going to do is the center of our flower first, and I've put a slip knot on my hook, and you can do a magic circle or you can do a chain slip stitch method. I'm going to chain 5 and then slip stitch into my first chain here. And then you're going to put, well, chain 3 first. That counts as a double crochet. And then you're going to put 15 more double crochets into the center. So for a total of 16. And go ahead and work around putting 16 doubles into your center. Make sure you count to make sure the count is right because it matters. Math is important in this pattern for sure. So get started on that and I will meet you back here. All right, I've got my 16. I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3, which is about right here. And go ahead and cut your yarn. And that is round 1 with your first color, and you will not use this color again, so you can go ahead and put it to the side. Next, you're going to grab your petal color. I'm going to use this orange. Attach your yarn to your hook like usual, and then starting in any of these chains, you're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3 for your first double, and then you're going to put 2 more doubles to make 3 double crochets. Then you're going to chain 1 and then skip 1, and then into the next chain repeat 3 double crochets, and you're going to do that all the way around. If you've made one of the crazy daisy retro squares before, then you kind of know how the beginning of this pattern works, but what is different about the mini one is that we stop it at a certain point from getting any bigger, and that's what makes it nice and kind of flat and little and cute and not so bulky. So continue around your center here and I'll meet you back in just a second. All right, so when you get to the end, you should have 1 empty chain left, and chain 1 and slip stitch into the top. Now, we're not gonna cut our yarn. If you've never made one of these before, this is where you're gonna learn something. So leave your yarn hanging. I like to kind of pull up a little bit so it doesn't fall out. And now we're going to grab our background color. And let me see if I can find my tail here. And you're going to attach on your hook. And you're going to find any of those empty center spaces, and you're going to attach on into one of those. And what you want to do is you just want to like push the petals back and attach on, and I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm going to chain 4, so a total of 7. And now working into that next empty chain, make sure that these are pushed back. I'm going to yarn over and double crochet into that space. And then chain 4 again. Push it back, yarn over, insert, pull up, double. 1, 2, 3, 4. Push back, insert. Oops, I didn't yarn over, hang on. And I lost my loop. There we go. Yarn over, insert, pull up, pull through 2, pull through 2. And you want to continue that all the way around. So do that and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I've worked around and now I need to slip stitch into that 3rd chain. So about right there. And I'm going to pull through like that. And I'm not going to cut my yarn. I'm just going to kind of pull up a little bit. And then you'll see the start of that flower take shape. So now let's find our orange loop again, or whatever color you're using. And you're going to get that loop and pull it back to the front. Insert your hook back into that loop. Tug on your yarn to make it snug. And then we're going to chain 3. Now we're going to push the orange forward, and into the next stitch we're going to put 2 doubles. So we're increasing our petals here. And then put 1 in the next. So you should have 4 there. Then you're going to chain 2. And then right back into your next petal, yarn over, double crochet, 2 doubles in the next one, another final double in the last, chain 2, and that is your repeat for that round. So continue around and I'll meet you back here in just a second. Okay, so I've made it back around. I need to chain 2 and slip stitch into the top here of my first chain up. These are so tricky sometimes. There we go. All right, and so now you can cut your yarn. So cut just the petal color. And we are done with the petals. So we're going to go ahead and fasten off there, pull that through. Now you should still have your brown attached, or your background color, whatever it is. So we're going to put our hook back in there and tighten up. And oh, I'm sorry, you need to make sure that you need to pull this forward there. So make sure you're working like kind of in front of that loop from the last round. All right, so we're going to chain 3, and now what we're going to do is we're going to double crochet again into that same stitch for 2 stitches in the same chain like that. And now we're going to start kind of finishing this background part. So you've got 4 stitches across your petal, and we're going to put 4 singles across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Now once you've got 4, you're going to yarn over and into the last background round, you're going to put your 2 doubles like that, and then 4 singles again across the petal. 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over into the double. Make sure you're pushing that orange round back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you see it coming together. So finish going around and I will meet you back once you get to here. All right, so now I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that first chain up. All right, so now we're going to form the square around the circle. So first chain 3 and then double crochet again into the same stitch and then chain 2. And now into the next stitch, double crochet twice. And that is your corner. Oops. Into the next stitch, do a half double. And then into the next 8, put single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops. There. Then do another half double, and then do your corner stitches again. So yarn over into the next stitch, do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then into the next stitch, 2 double crochets. And that is the repeat for the corners and the sides. So each corner has a half double, and then in between is 8 single crochets. So I'll do one more side with you. I'm going to yarn over and do 1 half double, and then into the next 8 stitches, singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then do a half. And then we have another corner. So yarn over, 2 doubles, yarn, or not yarn over, chain 2, and then into the next stitch, 2 doubles, and then repeat. So try the last 2 sides on your own and I'll meet you back here. All right, I've got my last half double right here. And then I'm going to slip stitch. Cut my yarn and fasten off. And there you go. That's how you make a mini daisy square. I think there's so many fun things you could make with this motif. It's not as big and bulky as the regular retro daisy square, and it lays flatter, so it doesn't have, you know, a lot going on in the back. The bigger ones usually are kind of bulky, and because of all the color changes, feel kind of thick. But I think these lay really nice, and yeah, you can make so many cute things with these, so many cute color combinations. So thanks for watching my tutorial. You can see I've made quite a few that I'm going to make into something. I haven't not quite figured out exactly what I'm going to do with them yet. But I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please let me know if you have any questions and I'll be happy to help in the comments. And please follow me on Instagram at Dorothy Jean Crochet. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.